Hey, the person watching this, hope this video finds you well. Welcome to Musical, Exploring Music with Kalyani. Have you ever seen this image? You must have. The two grey blocks appear to be of different shades, but they are actually of the same shade. Don't believe me? Pause the video, hold a pen on the joint and check it for yourself. Similarly, this image, the orange circle on the left side seems smaller than the one on the right side. And this image and this image. But hello, why are we talking about optical illusions? Isn't this a music channel? Let me explain. What is common in all these optical illusions? The same things appear to be different because you look at them from a different reference point. In this image, the background color changes and we perceive the same block to be of a different color. Similarly, in this, our perception of the size changes, and similarly height and light or darkness. Now, could this be the same as regards the musical notes? Can the change in the reference point change our perception of a specific note? This is what we'll discuss in today's episode. Let's get into the video. Generally, we all know that there are 12 notes on the harmonium or on a keyboard. These are all identifiable distinct frequencies. We use the unit called hertz for measuring the frequency of a specific note. We have also named these notes as per their frequencies. For example, 440 hertz becomes A, 493.8833 becomes B, 523.2511 becomes C, and so on and so forth. You can pause the video and see this chart of all the frequencies of all the notes. Now, what is the benefit of this standardization? It helps you achieve uniformity. Wherever in the world you go, if you ask for a tuning of B or E or F sharp, you will get the exact same frequencies. In Indian music, however, we have not named these specific positions of frequencies, but we have named the relative positions of frequencies. Many of you would be familiar with this naming system because these names are nothing but Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, and so on. For those who are interested, here is a chart of all names of all 12 swaras. For example, Sa is Shadja, Re is Rishabh, and so on. But have we defined the exact frequency of Sa? No. It can be anywhere between the audible range of a human ear. It can be any of the frequencies sitting on the keyboard or any frequency in between that. Since Indian music has evolved more from the strings than from the keys, any position or any point on that string can be Sa. Then, where do the rest of the notes come from? That is Re to Ni. In Indian music, we have defined the proportional distance from Sa to be Re, Ga, Ma all the way up to Ni. Simply speaking, if a Sa is fixed, then we can derive Re to Ni without any external aid, which means that for the rest of the 11 swaras, Sa becomes a reference point. Now, the big question, what if this reference point changes? What if your Sa is sitting at X hertz and Re is sitting at Y hertz? And then if you shift your Sa from X to Y hertz, what happens? First of all, can you do that? Yes, you can. Because as we just saw, any key on the keyboard or any point on the string can be called Sa. So, you shifted your Sa from X to Y hertz. Now what happens to Re? Does Re remain to sit on Y? No. Because Re per se is not a specific frequency. It's the relative position with reference to Sa. So as the Sa shifts to Y, Re will further shift to, let's say, Z. And the rest of the notes also will accordingly shift their positions. Why? Because their distance from the Sa is defined. So in my opinion, Swara as defined in Indian music is not a point, but it's a distance. Oof! Too much of theory, let's get singing. Now I'm going to sing some notes without taking their names neither in ABCD nor in Saregama. Da 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 da. Now, if you plot these notes on the keyboard, they will be A, C, D, E, G, A, C, D. Now, let me start a reference point out there and sing the same notes to you once again. My reference point here is C. Now let me sing the same notes to you once again. A, C, D, E, G, A, C, D. What do they become in the language of Saregama? The, sa, re, ga, pa, da, sa, re, da, sa, da, pa, ga, re, sa, ga, re, ga, re, sa, re, da, pa, da, sa. In Indian music, we call this Rag Bhoop. You make compositions using these 5 notes and their specific permutations and combinations. For example, ga pa ga re sa re dha sa ga ga re ga pa da ga ga re ga pa da sa da pa ga re sa re ga pa ga re sa re dha sa ga ga re ga pa da pa ga re sa da ba dha sa. So, for this, my reference point was C, as I told you. Now, let me shift it to E. So, earlier, what was E? It was G. Now, let's make it Sa. Can we do that? Of course, we can. Now, let me change that Sa and sing the same notes to you once again. A, C, D, E, G, A, C, D. What do they become in the language of Saregama? Ma, dha, ni, sa, ga, ma, dha, ni, ni, da, ma, ga, sa, mi, sa, da, dha, ma, ga, ma, da, ni, da, sa, ni, ga, sa. And we call this Rag Malkaus in Indian music. Now for Malkaus, the Sa was what? E. Now let me change it again to G. Let's do this and hear how the same notes now sound. Now the Sa is G. Now I'll sing the same notes to you once again. A, C, D, E, G, A, C, D. And what do they become in the language of Saregama? Re, ma, pa, da, sa, re, ma, pa, pa, ma, re, ga, sa, da, ma, re, ma, pa, da, ma, re, da, sa. And we call this Rag Durga. Devi bhajo Durga Bhavani Jagad Janani Mahishasuramardini. Devi bhajo Durga Bhavani Devi bhajo Durga Bhavani. So you saw there how the positions of subsequent swaras change when you change the reference point. Exactly the way you perceive the same color, size or height differently, you also perceive the same note differently when you change the reference point. This is why Sa or Shadja has been given paramount importance in Indian music. Sa defines the entire performance. It acts like a canvas on which you later paint a musical picture using all the other notes. Which is why you also must have heard singers say this a lot of times, that the most difficult note to sing is the first Sa of the rendition. The concept of Sa in Indian music goes the closest to the concept of tonic or key note in the Western classical music. As we just saw, when the Sa shifts, all the other swaras also accordingly change their positions. This phenomenon in Indian music is known as Murchana. In Murchana, two rags involving the same frequencies, although at different relative positions, correspond with each other. For example, the pair of rag Kalavati and rag Abhogi, or the pair of rag Durga and rag Bhoop. This pair we just saw. Sangeet Martanda late Pandit Jasraj used this phenomenon and invented a new kind of Jugalbandi or duet, which came to be called Jasrangi Jugalbandi. What is this Jasrangi Jugalbandi? Let me explain. Generally, the voice range of men and women have the difference of half an octave. So, a man's comfortable Sa can be a woman's comfortable Ma or Pa or vice versa. So he identified pairs of such rags of which a duet or jugalbandi can be performed by a male and female singer together. The most popular pair to have performed this kind of jugalbandi so far is Dr. Ashwini Bhide Deshpande and Pandit Sanjeev Abhyankar. I've put the link to some of those fabulous performances in the description. Do go through them if you're interested. The saga of swaras and ragas doesn't end here. At times, even though specific notes are contained in a rag, and ideally there is no bar in using those notes in any sequence, some rags demand specific phrases or specific combinations out of those notes. This becomes more apparent when two rags have the same set of swaras but use distinct combinations, resulting in a completely different mood. We will know more about this in the next episode. Till then, if you've liked this video, don't forget to click on the like button out there. Put your suggestions, remarks, feedback in the comment section below. I would love to have that. Feel free to approach me on Facebook or Instagram for anything that you would want to share with me. Share this video with as many people as possible and subscribe to my channel for more such content. See you again on Saturdays. Bye!